You're rolling.
So I'm gonna show you how to make a latte. I'm gonna do 2 different ones. So for this one, I'm gonna do a white chocolate macadamia 16 ounce. That will show you how to mix your sauces and syrups. We write directly on the cup what it is. If we're really busy or during an event, write what the drink is and get the person's name, because that does make it easier when you're trying to deliver the drinks, especially if you have several people who ordered the same drink and you don't want someone who ordered, third to get their drink before the person that ordered first. So on the cup, I'm going to write white chocolate, and I do write that out so that it does not get confused with White Cloud, which is a popular drink that we do here. So white chocolate mac, or white chocolate macadamia. You don't have to write it all the way out, just shorthand it, but make sure that it makes sense in case someone else is making your drink. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is locate your flavor that is going to go in there. So in this case, we have white chocolate sauce and macadamia syrup. Okay. Each pump of this is 1/4 of an ounce. So when you're measuring, if for some reason there's not a pump in there and you have to measure it, according to the recipe, it'll tell you how many pumps or how many ounces. You'll measure it in the measuring cup. Each pump is 1/4 of an ounce. So if it says it needs 3 pumps, you'll measure 3/4 of an ounce. Okay, so I locate my flavors. And I believe we have a new method that the person who takes the order writes it on the cup and puts the flavor in and sits the cup here. And the person, the other person would then steam the milk and put the espresso in. But in this case, if there's no one here to help you, this is what you would do. I'm going to go to this recipe chart right here to tell me on mixed flavors, and you can zoom in if you need to. We have 1 sauce flavor and 1 syrup flavor, and we're doing a 16 ounce. So we're going to do 1.5 pumps of sauce and 3 pumps of syrup. So this is my white chocolate sauce. I'm going to do 1, and I'm going to have to guesstimate on the half. Do your very best. Try not to put too much. And then I'm going to do 3 pumps of macadamia straight into my cup. Full pumps. Make sure that your pump goes all the way up and all the way down. Sometimes the pumps get crystallized and it makes it hard to get the pump doesn't come all the way up. You get your portafilter and it will sit right up under here. It fits perfect. And then you pull your doser. It's a medium, so it gets 2 shots. Pull it all the way forward. Make sure it goes all the way forward, all the way back. This is called a tamper, and this one is spring loaded because you want to have 30 pounds of pressure when tamping your espresso down. You also want to make sure that it's level in there. You don't want it to be crooked, so I use my tamper to move my grounds over to be level. And I rest it on top there and push down and do just a slight turn. And then I take this and knock it right here, and if you see, it kind of had some loose grounds on top. So I'm going to take and re-tamp and do just a slight turn. Then I'll use my hand and just wipe the top of this to make sure there's no grounds on top, because if there is, it will get in the seal of the machine. When you get ready to put it in the machine, make sure it fits in right. See, it's not fitting, and then it goes in. You want to make sure it's in correctly and tight. Grab a shot glass from the top, put it underneath. This is a medium, so I'm going to do the medium button, and I'm fixing to move fast. You got to move fast because it should take about 21 to 28 seconds for your shots to come out and be good shots. You only have about 30 seconds before it starts tasting burnt, so you want to get it mixed with flavor or milk pretty quickly. So that the customer doesn't get a drink that doesn't taste good. While this is drawing out, I generally pour my milk, and then by the time I get my milk poured, my espresso is ready to go into the cup with my flavor. So I'm going to start this. in this cup, there's soldered lines that shows you small, medium, and large. I'm going to pour to the medium line just below it, actually, because the new machine is so great that it puts a lot of steam. Here are my shots of espresso. If you see the yellow is starting to rise, that's called crema. That means that's a really good shot. And as it sits there, it would get darker and darker. I'm going to pour it directly in my cup. And I'm going to stir it to mix it with my sauce to get my sauce nice and melted. I will then take this off to my knock box. Knock it off really good. Push this button because it dispenses water. It rinses the head and you rinse the portafilter as well. Turn it off and replace it back. I get a thermometer, place it in my cup. I like to go ahead and get my steam cloth ready and set it to the side. Make sure to only touch the rubber part because it will burn your fingers. I place it in that little hole and I turn the steam wand on because if you see it spouts out a little bit of water at first and you don't want that going into their drink. So I turn it just until it starts steaming and then I put it in my drink. Now in here, you'll hold the cup with your hand and hold the thermometer with your thumb. Whenever you turn the milk on, you're going to want it to rest at the top of the milk to froth the milk. That's how much foam goes on top. So I'm going to turn it on, and as you see, the milk is starting to bubble, and it has a different sound. You're going to froth to about 100 degrees for a latte, and if you're not careful, it will overflow on you, so you'll have to keep that turned right. Okay, so you're going to steam it until about, for a 16 ounce, 155 degrees to 160. And whenever you get almost there, start turning it off. Whenever you get done, you're going to take the cup and set it directly on top of the espresso machine where it's warm. Because if you sit it on a cold surface like over here, it's going to conduct cool onto your hot and cool your milk down. You will then immediately take your washcloth and clean your steam wand. Clean it really well. Try to get it in that crack right there. You see the crack? You want to make sure and try to clean that really good because otherwise milk will dry on that and it's nasty. So wipe it off, put it back here, and then you'll purge your steam wand. Because if you turn the milk off inside the cup, turn the steam wand off inside the cup, the milk can suck up in there and it'll get nasty. And then I take my thermometer and wipe it with the sanitizing cloth. Put it in here. So for the latte, I'm going to take my spoon and I'm going to hold back the foam and pour the milk in most of the way to the top, about right there, and then I'm going to spoon the foam on top. The difference in the latte and the cappuccino is how much foam goes on top. And then I just give it a gentle stir at the bottom. And that will be it. If they choose to add whipped cream to this drink, it would be an additional 25 cents. It's not included in the price. We make sure, depending on the cup, I do know we have new cups coming in. If it's the paper cups, they get a sleeve because it gets really hot on there. So a lid and a sleeve, and then deliver to the customer. And that's it on this one.